You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 89 of the SZN Podcast. As usual, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And just before we kick off this episode, my usual housekeeping message, please make sure you head over to our Instagram, that's SZN Podcast, or Twitter, SZN Pod. There's a link in that bio of both of those sites there. That's going to take you to all of our links in terms of where we're situated at, in terms of our links, whether you like to listen to your podcasts on audio, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or if you prefer visual, we also got the YouTube channel up and running as well. So just head to those two sites there, click on that link, and that has all of our links so you can find us, like, subscribe, leave us with a good review, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, how you doing? First and foremost, you good?
Good, bro. I'm good. Yeah.
Good.
Exciting boxing to discuss.
Yeah, see me, I'm tired as hell, but I always have energy to talk boxing, as you know. Only one place to start. We had another mega fight come through in the weekend. Canelo versus Dimitri Bivol for WBA light heavyweight strap. I think for me, I've seen the unthinkable happen. The unthinkable happen. Not Canelo losing, not that being unthinkable. That's not it. It's the fact that Canelo has lost a UD in Las Vegas, which to me was unthinkable.
On Cinco de Mayo.
On Cinco de Mayo weekend, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Not ST, not MD, full on UD on Cinco de Mayo in Las Vegas. That should tell you, listeners, the magnitude of what's just gone down and the level of performance that Dimitri Bivol has treated us with. Flowz, I remember you being very vocal in saying that you thought Canelo's going to lose this fight, but he won't lose it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How surprised were you at the final reading of the scorecards?
I thought when it came down to it, there's no way they could do my man dirty. I thought there's no way. So they're going to do the right thing. Yeah.
Because for you, the performance was so good that it was just impossible to ignore this guy's good work, basically.
Yeah. 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 I think the judges had by the right thing. I mean, give it to the right man. They're always going to do what they can to try and dress it up. They've done that. We've seen CJ Ross give a draw versus Canelo Mayweather where he got cooked.
Yep.
So I thought maybe they might do a split decision or something cheeky like that, or a majority, like you said.
Yeah.
A UD, I was kind of surprised by. A clean sweep.
Clean sweep. I think all three judges' scorecards were the same, actually. 115, 113.
Not great scores.
Still controversy there because, a lot of people were saying that that's still way too close than what it was. But before we break this down, obviously, I do want to shout out to the judges, even give them a little pat on the back, clap for them for doing the right thing, because it should have been a UD. It was, even though it was closer than what it should have been, they still did the right thing and gave it to the better man. Let's get into
shout out Chris Mannix as well, because
his scorecard was actually, for once, pretty accurate. Well,
better than judges.
Better than. I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, wait, am I agreeing with Chris Mannix for the first time ever? But yeah, let's get into it. Let's break this one down, because obviously there's lots to break down and it's such a huge development in the world of boxing, a Canelo L. Yeah, man. I think the old adage of a good elite little man versus an elite big man, the elite big man should win bulk of the time. And I think that's exactly what we saw transpire on Saturday night. Yeah, man. I haven't seen Canelo like this before in a long time, since Floyd. Obviously, his other L. Well, debatable L, because to me, I feel like Canelo lost to Erislandy Lara, but obviously that's a long debatable from back in the day. But yeah, man, in this fight here, size matters for a reason. Weight classes matter for a reason. Canelo, in portions of this fight, man, to me, was getting beat up. I hate to say it. Canelo's my guy. I'm a big Canelo fan. I appreciate what he's done for boxing. But he was getting beat up in portions of this fight. Dimitri Bivol pulled out a boxing masterclass, yeah? Flows from the footwork down to the jab. There was portions where he wasn't even letting Canelo get in or find his range because the jab was so on point. And there were times when he was one walking Canelo down, sitting in the pocket with him and blasting him with combinations and then getting himself out of there. This was apparent from the very first round. You're seeing what Bivol's game plan was, to me. Use his footwork and use his jab, stay in his range, control the distance, and prevent Canelo from coming in and looking for those big, heavy, meaty hooks to the body or uppercuts and whatnot. And what I was liking from Bivol early doors I was seeing was just his ability to control the distance, bro, and get in and get out. Every time when Canelo got in close, he was able to use his superior combinations and then use his superior footwork to get out of harm. And Canelo couldn't really, you can see he was getting a bit perplexed and befuddled in terms of how to solve this, because Bivol basically just wasn't letting him be him. We're very used to seeing Canelo walk down opponents, head movement, and bully them with big shots. Bivol wasn't having none of that whatsoever. And if you notice as well, if Canelo was able to find a little bit of success on the inside and might touch Bivol will reply back instantly with a harder, faster combination, just to suck out any momentum that Canelo has just gained.
Bivol.
Yeah, sorry, it was just unbelievable from Bivol. Honestly, what a performance, boxing wise. Yeah, what were you seeing in there that he was doing well? Obviously, apart from the footwork and the jab, which we saw was really good.
See, when I was shouting last episode that Bivol was cold, I just can't see Canelo doing this to Bivol. Like when we spoke, and I said, if Canelo walks down Bivol, beats him up, chops him down, I'm locking off the fight. I ain't watching it anymore because I can't envision that. And the reason is, I said last episode, he's a smart fighter. He does what he needs to do. He's one of those ones, like we talked about Andre Ward, we talked about Tyson Fury. If you don't like me boxing and movement, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to control the distance with my footwork. Defensively, I'll get away from you when I need to. And offensively, I'll step to you when you want to back away, when you want to have a breather. Yeah. And he was doing smart things like that. When Canelo would lean on the ropes and try and invite him in after Bivol's landed the conversation, Bivol's like, nah, I'm going to stay right here. I'm not doing what you want me to do. I'm staying right here. And I'm going to get off my work in my time. If you want to chill, cool, chill.
Do you know how many times in this fight Canelo tried to bait this guy in by chilling on the ropes? This is one of Canelo's bread and butter. Him just chilling on the ropes, try and bait the fighter in. And then Canelo would, and he would turn it on them and then bang them out. Bivol just went, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to stay here. I'm longer than you, so I'm just going to keep finding you. I'm going to keep finding you with the jab. I'm not going to come in. And there was even one point, I think, which round was it? I think it was one of the later rounds where Canelo's then tried to, obviously, the baits failed, the playing possum has failed. So Canelo's then tried to step to him. Bivol's caught him for counter left shot straight away. Counter right, I think it was a counter right hook straight away. Canelo was like, you saw he was just deflated because like he tried to spin it on him, but Bivol's very wise. You can see that this is a smart boxer in there. Just the IQ is high for this entire fight. He did not let Canelo get off what Canelo usually does at all. The bully tactics Canelo likes to do, he was not able to do it. And it made it even worse that Bivol was then able to flip it and become the bully. Walk Canelo down.
It's when he needed to. It's when Canelo was tired or when Canelo was breathing or when Canelo would try something, miss, and want to get out. Bivol stepped right to him. He's right in front of you. You want to take a backward step? I'm onto you. Yeah. And it's just genius boxing. It's like just controlling the distance, controlling the pace of the fight. You see when Canelo was trying to get him to the ropes and go to the body and land the uppercuts on the inside, try to find the inside. Bivol would spin out, pivot out, and go right back to the center of the ring and would start working off the jab again.
Yep. Masterful. This is boxing. No, Flows. This is boxing. Masterful, beautiful artwork.
what were we telling people from time? Not even last episode, from time.
That Bivol's cold. He's hard.
We told you Canelo has no business seeing Bivol and Beterbiev. He has no business.
Yeah.
Like listeners, this ain't something new. We've been saying it for long. Like
Facts.
when boxing pundits, analysts, fighters were saying, "Oh yeah, we want to see Canelo at 175 versus Bivol." We were like, "No."
From time. Dude, I remember that pod when we discussed this, and we were like outraged, like we really don't want to see this.
No.
We said he has no business being at 168. Remember, we said that. We said even 168 is dumb. So for him to do 175, I'm not trying to see it at all. I'd rather see him fight the Andres, etc., etc. Leave light heavies to the actual light heavies, the monsters. Bro,
They've got elite fighters there, and this is an elite fighter.
And because obviously that the light heavy division isn't as glamorous or isn't as publicized as these other divisions, you've got a lot of casuals, not even just casuals, I can't lie. Not just casuals, actual boxing heads who should know boxing are showing their ass. I can't lie. Have shown their ass during this entire build-up. I'm
exposed.
I'm seeing boxers tweet stuff like pro boxers tweet stuff like, "Oh, I didn't do my homework on Bivol. I didn't really know about him." Blah blah. Like
super fans, boxing experts, people tweet boxing all day, saying, they didn't know about a champion, a light heavyweight champion. They said they didn't do their homework on him.
An undefeated light heavyweight champion, by the way,
who's beaten multiple Americans.
Facts.
He's beaten current champions.
Facts.
He's beaten former champions. Jean Pascal got that work.
Yep.
Joseph Jr.'s beat the smoke.
Don't forget, he was a decorated amateur too. So he's not a secret. he ain't no secret out here. This
is some young gun prospect.
You should know who Dimitri Bivol is. I'm sorry. So, but we'll talk about
we'll get onto that
between Bivol, etc. But back to the performance from him. I'm there watching because obviously you're seeing something which we rarely see, right? A mega frustrated Canelo. By the middle rounds, you can see he was super frustrated and looking tired as well. All his usual tactics were just not working. Bivol wasn't buying it, and then Bivol was also kind of beating him up. Canelo's inside game, which is usually very, very good, he was losing the inside game badly as well. Every time they came close quarters, Bivol was the one that was beating him to the punch, catching him with counter shots, etc., and then pressing it on him. There's so much so that Canelo's retreating. I haven't seen Canelo retreat like that for a long time. Yeah, man, it was just masterful. And I was there thinking to myself, okay, Canelo's known for being a vicious body puncher. I mean, maybe he can try and lean on that. But if you notice as well, Bivol's defense was so elite in terms of how he's able to tuck in with his hands. Obviously, different boxers, different body types and whatnot. But Bivol's very fortunate to have a body where, because he's got long arms, when he sort of covers his body, and he's got quite like a lean torso, his arms actually able to cover his entire torso. Usually when he puts his hands up and whatnot. So a lot of the body work that Canelo was trying to do, even though it looked damaging and hurtful, the way Bivol's arms are set up and his arm placement around his body, a lot of his body shots were just hitting elbows. So Canelo wasn't even able to get that off either. His head movement, like I said, the footwork defensively, superb. Canelo struggled to land cleanly all fight. I think there was a couple rounds, 1 or 2 rounds where he had successes, I guess, and I could give him those rounds. But he lost the bulk of the rounds. I mean, I don't know if I gave him more than 3, 3 or 4 rounds max.
Just on Bivol's high, because it's a high guard.
It's a high guard, but he's able to cover everything.
So you can't even get off your jabs. You can't. So Canelo was trying to throw hooks around the guard. That's what he was banking on. That's where he was kind of catching him. But even then, it was catch gloves.
He's got good glove payments. He's able to move and sort of adjust it on the fly, whilst don't forget either walking forward or pivoting away.
Yeah,
which is high level boxing here. High level.
Well, we know this. We know this about.
We do this.
And even when Canelo's no slouch as well. You got to remember, he was trying things. He was trying to go for the uppercut in there. When the body shots were landing, he was trying to sneak in a few uppercuts, and he was getting some success with some of the shots he was trying.
Yeah.
And to Canelo's credit as well, Bivol's usually a much stiffer jabber than we saw. His jab is a lot more accurate.
Yeah, more piston-like normally.
Yeah, more piston-like, more accurate. Yeah. This one, it was more like he weren't able to use his jab cleanly, but so he was using it as a rangefinder almost.
I was going to say, literally, it was literally just a rangefinder. That was it.
Yeah. So we've seen Bivol jab better than he's jabbed this time out. But you know, Canelo's got great head movement. He's hard. He's someone who's hard to jab cleanly.
Yeah.
We see people complain about how hard he is to jab. But so credit to Canelo there. It wasn't like an easy fight for Bivol. He had to make Bivol think as well.
I think what you could see as well, I mean, obviously we highlighted this, how Canelo's literally 5'7", small middleweight. The height, I mean, the size difference was so apparent. Do you remember that round where Canelo was actually trying to push Bivol? Like, he was trying to push him. Yeah. And Bivol wasn't moving.
Yeah, that's when I his peak.
I said, this peak, yo. You could physically see Canelo trying to maneuver him around, and Bivol was not even budging. I said, yeah, Canelo, get your ass back down to the lower weights, man. These are big guys. And Bivol's not even like the big, like, I mean, he's obviously big, but he's only like 6 foot. He's not like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's not big like heavyweight. He's one of the smaller like heavyweight.
But Tovio is bigger than him. Callum Smith, who's in the division, is rangier and tall and bigger than him. Like, he's not like
Richards was bigger than him.
Yeah, he's not like a huge light heavy. So you see the way Canelo is physically struggling against this guy. Imagine him against a Pretoria, for example, who is actually big.
Yeah, Bivol could compete at 168. Really and truly.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
but still, he's not. He's at 175. Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, seeing that, I'm saying, wow, this difference. As we said before, man, I love what Canelo's been doing, moving up the weight classes, challenging himself, chasing greatness, legacy, etc. But eventually, you're going to run into a weight class where you just physically you can't overcome it. As good as you are, you just don't have the physical tools to to overcome what's put in front of you. And we see it now. 175 is that clearly.
It's not just that. It's not just that. You got deep. He's not, because we had that episode where we said, can we even call this a cherry pick? Because when he went into a fight with Kabu, because he's going after champions in weight classes, and for me, you can't call it. He's not like he's just going up and fighting the number 10 people outside the top 10.
Yeah,
he's going up and fighting champions.
Yeah,
so he can move up at 175 and fight someone he can easily beat. I'm sure there's someone he can easily beat. He's not in the top 10. He's going up and fighting the elite. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Yeah,
no tune up. No tune up. You're just pushing up. I'm going straight for a champion.
And he's fighting frequently as well. He's fighting 3 times a year, damn near. So yeah, it's crazy what he's doing, and I really appreciate it. But and to me, this isn't a bad loss. To me, it's
just reality.
It's just credit. In fact, more credit to him. Like, as you said, no tune up. He's gone straight for one of the killers. I rate that. And it's just reality that he just can't. This is a different physical level, different ball game in terms of physicality and eliteness. An elite big fighter will always beat an elite small fighter for the most part. That's it, really. That's it. Simple.
I'm just glad that we don't want to talk about this pod, because we said he has no business doing this. That doesn't make sense. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. We've both been screaming this for a long time.
Yeah.
Boxing experts were saying someone who's fought at 154. You know what weight he fought? Weight was 152.
Yep.
Granted, that was when, like 9 years ago. So
yeah.
But still, Golovkin's been at 160 all that time.
Yep.
Not moved
Hasn't budged. Yeah.
So you're telling me he's gone from 152 and now he's fighting at 175. Yep. That shouldn't be happening. Yep. That shouldn't even be allowed. That shouldn't even be contemplated by boxing experts saying, yeah, we want to see him at 175 now. When he's gone from 152, 160 for someone he was meant to lose to.
Yeah.
He moved up to fight Golovkin.
Yeah.
He's moved beyond him. Yeah. Unified 168, crazy. And now he's at 175. So if he won, you might would have been saying cruiserweight and heavyweight next.
They've been saying crazy. To be fair, Canelo's been entertaining cruiserweight himself, to be fair. But yeah, they've said, obviously Usyk talk, etc. Canelo obviously was very gracious in defeat. He said, the better man won tonight. And he said once again, I'm daring to be great. In boxing, you win and you lose. I really liked Canelo, how he handled the loss, his response. It shows he's a true champion. And he shows that to me, he lives and breathes his boxing thing, and he really is about what trying to chase legacy, etc. Obviously, shortly after the fight, they announced that obviously Canelo apparently has exercised a rematch clause for this, so he wants to take another crack at him, which obviously has implications down the line regarding the Golovkin fight, because that was pending for September, I believe, subject to him winning this Bivol fight here, the third Golovkin fight. But obviously, because he's exercised that rematch clause, I think that's obviously put us, a spanner in the works for that. I don't want him to do the rematch, but I know it's pride and money, obviously, and he clearly feels that he can beat this guy. I don't know. I don't know. Someone like Bivol might just have his number, man. Yeah, I'd rather he didn't take the rematch clause, but it's done now, if you ask me. But
I don't think he will take the rematch. I saw the post-fight press conference, and he said he felt he won, that he maybe lost 4 or 5 rounds, which, yeah, he needs to watch it back, because, yeah, you maybe won 4 rounds max. I don't think he'll take it. I don't think he should. I still hold the same sentiments.
Did Michael Benson come and say that they exercised it, his team? Or
I don't know if he's. No, I don't think so, because they need to.
I thought I saw that.
Iron out the details. He said in the post-fight interview that he wants the rematch. I don't think it's been exercised or such. Oh, right, okay. Because they still need to sit down at the table and plan and discuss. So I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen. Yeah. He lost candidly.
Yeah.
He seemed like he ran out of ideas in the latter rounds. Yeah. So I think I'll be more interested in seeing him fight a Golovkin next, just because he looked human again. I would have been very annoyed if he won. We both said we would ask questions if he won this fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he has no business in this division, and I don't want him to just keep entertaining it. Move back down, know your limits. You found the ceiling.
Yeah.
No point in a rematch. And it's crazy he even has a rematch clause as a challenger, but it's Canelo. So.
It's Canelo. He does what the hell he wants. You know this.
Yeah.
I just want to put out there as well, obviously I saw a bit of like questions a lot. Yeah, was Canelo ill, etc. What was the reason for his fight performance? None of that. Just credit to Dimitri Bivol. Bivol made him look, as you said, human in that sense. It's just a wonderful performance from Bivol, who neutralized everything that Canelo is used to doing and what we normally see him doing. Simple. I'm not trying to see any whether he was okay or was he injured, etc. Let's just give credit to the better man. Speaking of future Canelo opponents, obviously now I guess we got to talk about it. Yeah, man. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of these people have shown their ass, I think, during this entire Canelo Bivol build up, and the usual names are still getting thrown about, and I'm seeing stuff like, oh, now we see why he ducked Charlo and Benavidez, and Charlo and Benavidez now have leverage when they fight Canelo. It's actually pissing me off now. It wasn't pissing me off before, but now it generally is annoying me. Because as we said on this pod, Flo, I might let Flo, I won't let you take it away, because I know this has been irking you for a long, long time. But what have these men done to deserve a shot at Canelo?
What have they done for you to think they beat Canelo? Like, really, what have they done? Last episode, I told you, Bivol is beating everyone you're listed to face Canelo. He's beating all of them. Charlo, he's cooking him. He's stopping him.
Yep.
He's stopping. Benavidez, he's beaten. Triple G, he's beaten. Yep. Spence, he's too little.
That's it.
He's too little. But none of them are moving to 175 and doing anything to Bivol. And you want to call Bivol a cherry pick gone wrong, they were saying.
It would actually piss me off.
A cherry pick gone wrong. That, he's not a Euro bum.
How can
that's how you don't know boxing.
How can you claim he's ducking Charlo and Benavidez to fight Dimitri Bivol, who's 10 times a harder fight than these men? Nah, man, it's a joke. And the takes I'm seeing, like, what in your right mind makes you think Jamal Charlo can beat Canelo or Bivol for that matter? What in your right mind thinks he can do this? That you've seen.
He just went life and death with Montiel.
With Montiel.
Oh man,
let's talk about if we talk about resumes, who has he beat to prove that he can fight on the caliber? Canelo's taken out how many champions has Canelo beat now?
Must be like 8 in a row or something.
Bare champs he's taken out. Come on, man.
Danny Jacobs was saying commentary. Charlo ain't even seen him.
Use your brain.
Oh,
how many champions has Benavidez taken out? I don't think he's taken out one. I swear he was gifted the title.
Bro, Benavidez ain't ready, man. I'll be so real. What's annoying is I actually like Mar and I like David Benavidez.
And it's making me, I don't want to say hate them, but I'm low-key like wanting them to lose now because it's like just a short proof of point. Agendas and that.
Well, if they fight now, they both lose. Yeah. Charlo's old. Benavidez is still young. But every time I've watched Benavidez, I'm not watching him thinking, yeah, I'm super impressed. Yeah. I'm thinking he's got a long way to go. I think the talent's there.
No, I think he's talented, for sure talented.
Yeah, the talent's there, but the Durrell fight, Durrell was frustrating him early on. Durrell was frustrating him early on, making him look normal, but that the skills he weren't displaying, he was making him look a certain kind of way. So
yeah,
if you're obviously stop Durrell, but if you're struggling with Durrell slightly, then I ain't gonna say you're gonna walk down and beat up Canelo.
Yeah.
So that's just my take on it. They need to show me. I need to see a performance where I'm thinking, yeah, now you're ready. Now you can do it. But yeah, I think Canelo washes their man. Bivol washes their man.
Yeah.
Simple. If they fight now, it's a wrap.
Yeah, these Charlo Benavidez takes have got to stop. They have to stop. It's a joke. You're like I said, you're showing that you don't read no boxing or you don't pay attention to boxing. And as we mentioned earlier as well, all the discourse about who Bivol was, you should be knowing who Dimitri Bivol is. And again, no shame in Canelo losing to this man. Canelo's dope. Bivol's dope. He's fighting at 175. Simple. End of. So yeah, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear those takes. What you proposed before, Charlo and Benavidez should fight, and then the winner should then fight. I think you said they got to fight someone else afterwards before they get a shot at Canelo. Yeah, them man should do something. Stop waiting around. They've been waiting around for time. For time, they've been waiting around, just chilling.
Even the next fights aren't worthy of saying.
Yeah.
They need to start stepping up. Is the real deal. I still want to see David Benavidez v. Caleb Plant.
Yep. That's
been brewing for 4 or 5 years. Charlo, we've not seen one fight that we've called on. We've not seen one. So I need to start seeing them fight each other. I've said this ages ago. These guys need to work their way to the top of the mountain. They need to start. All roads lead to Canelo. Canelo's been going around picking off people. He needs to start chilling right now. You might have to work your way to come see me. And they should be on it. They should be on it because all now, I ain't seen any of them call out Bivol.
Yeah.
Like, when Cambosos won, everyone was on to Cambosos. Like, yeah.
That's because they didn't rate my man.
But now, it said, I see Canelo loses, the people calling out Canelo. Yeah. Or they're calling out Golovkin. no one's calling out Bivol.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how you know that they know themselves. They want the payday.
Yeah.
They ain't really on mixing it and working their way to the top. They ain't on taking those chances.
Yeah.
So, I think that's clear to see.
100% clear to see. But yeah, for you, this loss, does it dent anything for Canelo in your eyes in terms of yes, him? He's probably too big to fail at this point. So even if he chops a loss to Bivol, unless you're super casual, he's now thinking, oh yeah, see, this is why, etc., etc. This loss to Bivol shouldn't be too unexpected, or it's not something that you might say, oh, Canelo's on the decline. No, not at all. I don't think he's on the decline at all. He just lost to the better man of the night, a man that was bigger than him and probably more skilled than him. It happens, simple. But Canelo's gonna be back, and he's gonna be back to what he weighs. We know this. It's Canelo, so I'm not worried personally.
I tweeted Canelo should go back to 160. But I've been seeing a lot of bad takes. People saying, Canelo's on the decline. He's not as good as we thought he was.
Come on, man.
People putting it down to the vegan diet. But yeah, a lot of bad takes. Just saying, Canelo's been exposed and Canelo's washed and all this and that. And I'm like, you lot are weird, man. You were just saying Bivol was a cherry pick and who the hell is Bivol? And why is he fighting Benavidez and Charlo? Now, Canelo's not good enough. So
it's nasty. It's too many agendas.
Bro, this fight here was a risk with him daring to be great, a risk that no fighter should take. No fighter should take it. But Canelo being Canelo and being on this hunt for greatness, that the likes that we haven't seen in a long time. I mean, you usually do this when you're almost like washed and you're finished and you just move up to take big money fights. Yeah. Like Roy Jones Jr. has moved for a heavyweight, which is crazy. B-Hop has done things like this.
Can I just say as well that, I was going to mention those two. Good you mentioned those two because, I was literally going to use them as an example. Once again, it's highlighting the light heavy division is no joke because Roy Jones, after dominating middleweight or whatever, he moved up to light heavy and he got knocked out. B-Hop after that, B-Hop was unified middleweight champion. He moved up to light heavyweight. He lost. Like it's not a joke thing. It's not easy.
And if you're going off history, you should learn those lessons. That you don't do that. You really don't.
It truly is daring to be great. Sorry if it is, and he fell short this time. He's already achieved enough greatness as it is. But I would like for him to return back to the lower weight classes and just compete around there. To me, the real fight like heavy is I want to see obviously Bivol Beterbiev. I see that obviously Beterbiev is fighting in June against Joe Smith Jr., who's the other champion in the division. If Beterbiev wins, which I'm expecting him to, he will have 3 of the belts. The real big fight now to make it light heavy is Beterbiev Bivol for the undisputed. If they can get that over the line, that's great. And then maybe one of our British dons can come true and try and take the crown off the winner. I don't know if that's happening anytime soon though, but
they gotta wait them back out.
Bro, I said that last year. I said last year, wait for these 2 Russian monsters to dip, then hopefully our British dons can dominate because look, those 2 are scary.
Bro, it's funny because I'm seeing people saying, Spider Richards' performance against Bivol was I had to watch it back because even at the time, I was like, what? I remember at the time watching it. Spider was competitive, put on the spirit of the performance, but he lost down there every round. Yeah. So
he got better as the fight went on. I remember that as well. He was getting quite washed in the first portion of the fight. Towards the later in the fight,
8 rounds.
Yeah. Towards the last couple of rounds, he sort of found his groove a bit and made it a bit more competitive. But Bivol, I think by that point, Bivol even stepped the foot off the gas a little bit. Like he got like 8 rounds in the bank, so he was like, "All right, cool, I've got this."
So we just said these guys need to the domestic scene needs to start mixing it in with each other, and then we can see who's ready for them, man. But Canelo, go back to fight the Andrades. Fight
No, I was thinking of Cambodia. He said, "You need to move up, Canelo. You need to move down.
You need to move down."
Move down, brother.
Like, go back to 160 for real. Like that's where we want to see you fight. You Andrade, triple, however you want to do it. These men will move up to you. Fight at 160 if that's what you feel comfortable. Yeah. All the fights to 160, they can move up and see you. Yeah. He's been super active. He can even retire soon. Yeah. Like, he can even retire soon. He's been fighting since a teenager.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
What, 60 fights in?
Joke. That's a lot of mileage. But let's leave that Canelo subject there. Once again, shout out to Dimitri Bivol. Who did that?
I want to shout out the judges as well because I remember thinking there's no way in hell, like we said, they're giving it to a decision against Canelo or Cinco de Mayo, who's a Russian. A Russian fighter, like there's no way, but they done it. So shout out the judges, even though your scorecards were bogus slightly. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Shout out to Dimitri Bivol once again. All right then. Next topic. We've already mentioned one Charlo brother, but this coming week, the other Charlo younger, Mel, is in action And again, it's an undisputed fight that I feel like has gone slightly under the radar. But yeah, Charlo, Castaño II. Obviously, the first one ended in a split draw, I believe it was. So yeah, they've got this rematch over the line. And yeah, like I said, it feels like this has gone under the radar for those, but it's a really good fight. I mean, the first one was a good fight. Two very different styles, but I enjoyed the fight at the time. I'm intrigued to see how this one goes, because if I remember correctly, I need to rewatch the first one again because I haven't run it back since. I feel like the general consensus was that Castaño might have got robbed. Well, not robbed, but it was a close fight, but they felt like Castaño did enough to take it. And Charlo was fortunate to get the draw result. And I think I remember at the time, I thought that Castaño did take it. I think he did enough to take it, but it was quite close in portions. And yeah, it wasn't the easiest, I guess, fight to score in that sense. But yeah, man, what are your thoughts for this one in terms of, I guess, a winner, or how you think it'll play out, or what Charlo must do to get the W over Castaño this guy? Because hey, Castaño's a problem. Let's not forget that. He's really good.
Yeah, he is. I think the thing we've seen with Mel, at least, is that he's been able to make adjustments. We've seen that in the past with him. But yeah, I think I've had it scored a draw. You know, I think I scored it a draw the first time round.
It was close, the first one.
Yeah, it was close, but I couldn't see how Mel won.
Yeah.
I just think he needs to. I can't even remember how he was boxing too tough last time.
I'll tell you
I remember Castaño was onto him.
I'll tell you how I remember.
Applying pressure.
Yeah, so we know what Castaño comes with. It's that same high pressure on your chest, high work rate, high energy. He boxes like an Argentine, to be honest. Yeah. Charlo was on the back foot a lot, and
he weren't throwing enough, was he?
He was a bit inactive with his punching, I guess because of the pressure. But I think it's one critique I've had with Mel. I feel like he has the gifts, obviously athletic gifts and whatnot, and the size to be more dominant in there. If you remember his fight against Rosario, it was quite similar. Rosario was the one walking him down and backing him up. And obviously the stoppage was really weird. It was like a jab to the stomach.
Rosario took a dive, man. That's what it was.
Bro, that was the weirdest stoppage. But you know what I mean? Like Mel, I think sometimes has too much of a tendency to be happy to be on the back foot and be passive. And I think for me, that was evident in the first Castaño fight at first, where instead of him being a bit more aggressive and taking center ring and trying to control the distance and dominate with his jab, he was too happy to let Castaño come to him, and he was on the back foot against the ropes, for example. And that's just going to play into what Castaño is good at, being on your chest, high pressure, high work rate. So I think for me, what needs to change is Charlo needs to be more dominant with this one, But, you know, don't let yourself be lulled into just being on the back foot most of the time and being a bit passive. You try and command center ring. You try and, you know, find the range of your jab and push Castaño back if you can. As the bigger man, which you are, you know, use your size, use your gifts. You're probably more athletic and, you know, quicker, you know what I mean? So I feel like, for me, that's what Charlo needs to do. Those are the keys for Charlo to get this victory or get the victory over the line. Because Castaño is going to come with the same thing. We know what Castaño is not going to change up. He's going to come with that high pressure, high energy, high work rate onto you. So Charlo just needs to be a bit more savvy in that sense, I think, in terms of being able to get this.
I remember the fight now. It's all come flooding back. Charlo was chilling on the ropes a lot. I let Castaño get his working on the inside and beat him up on the inside, and he was trying to clinch and posture, and he weren't throwing his jab, and he weren't being active enough.
And the times when Charlo did throw, and you know, he looked sick. He looked like he was worrying. I think there was even one point where he actually caught Castaño with a good shot, and actually I think they both.
He whooped him twice. He whooped him twice.
Yes,
and I hurt him badly.
And I mean, Charlo's going to be the more powerful one in there, as we know. So the times when he actually let his hands go and asserted his dominance, he looked really good. So for me, if he just does that a bit more this fight, he should come away with a W. But again, Castaño's not one to play with. You can't take this brother lightly. He's small. He's like 5'6", 5'7", short, squat, stocky, strong, like almost like a pit bull. So I know he's gonna be onto him. So yeah, I hope Charlo's ready. Question marks over his preparation for me. But, you know, saw about certain fights looking a bit drunk, but hey, I hope he's prepared well for this and he's not taking this. To be fair, he won. That first fight, he knew what obviously this guy was about from that first fight. So yeah, for me, I want Mel to just be a bit more aggressive. That's it, really. That's what I want to see. I feel like I'll put him over the line.
And he needs to just book smart. I remember it now. Stay in the middle of the ring, for one. Use your footwork. Stay in the middle of the ring and use the jab. Like this guy is
simple. He's 5'7".
Yeah, literally what Bivol done to Canelo.
Yeah.
Use the center of the ring, stay off the ropes, and box. Try and box. Derek James is his coach, right?
Yes. What are you moving for? Good trader.
He is. He's a good trader. Obviously, we see what he does with Spence. They know what they need to do. They can look at that fight and see this is what we need to do. I think Castaño will do the same thing. Will bring the same fight. I think it's Mel who has to make certain changes. And that's just staying off the ropes, being active, and being authoritative with the jab and with letting his right hand go off that jab.
Simple keys to victory for me.
Sets, using that to set up shots rather than just unloading at random times.
If Charlo unifies, not unifies. If Charlo wins this, becomes undisputed. Obviously, wonderful achievement. He's already achieved a lot in his career. Naturally, I'm guessing obviously the natural port of call will be for him to move up, right? There's no way. No, I mean, I'm trying to think who else is hanging around at 154 that
someone wants to see him though. There's someone who's been saying he wants to see him.
Who?
Bud Crawford.
oh my gosh! I wasn't even taking him seriously.
Bud Crawford said once he faces Spence and becomes undisputed, he's going to go up and beat Mel's ass as well. he said, openly called him out.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from Crawford, in terms of actual genuine, I'm trying to think genuine 154 pounders who are out there.
You don't want to see that? Well, I would love to see it.
I do want to see it, but I'm focused on Bud versus Spence first. So let's get that first before I see it. I'm not putting any Bud's name in any fight again until I see Spence. That's it. I don't care about anyone else. Just give me Bud Spence. Like that's what I care about. So, but yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I feel like I'm trying. The names are escaping me in 154, but even if Charlo does this, I do think just move up to 160. Once you unify, once you become undisputed in division, that's like game complete, right? Like it's done.
You do want to. I think it's always cool to defend your undisputed title. Like
have
one fight where you have all your 4 belts, defend it, and then
just brag. Obviously have all 4 of them hanging off your arm.
Just to be announced as the undisputed champion.
Yeah, true.
And then come in with that flex, defend it, and then we can see. But
so go on.
I always scream. We still want to see the Tony Harrison rematch.
Yes, true.
So that'll be a great one to defend. Defend against.
There are some good young names. There's a young brother. I think we put on our prospect list. I don't know. I think we did. Xander Zayas.
Yeah,
the Puerto Rican. But I can't remember if I put him on the list. But
yeah, we did.
Obviously, he's a super talented prospect. 154, but he's only like 13 fights in. It's probably too soon for him. He's probably the one who's going to take over once Mel goes, I think. So
Tim
Zhu as well, yes, good prospect. Yeah, like I said, but these guys are prospects. They're not there yet, I think, to fight. I think it's too early to fight Mel at the moment. But maybe have one fight. If it is Harrison, that's nice, where he, has undisputed belts there before going to move up. And 160 could be an interesting division for Mel. Obviously, I don't know if he will fight his brother. I know you said they've got into it before, but they beef each other. But it'll be interesting to see if he throws himself in the hat with these other 160 pounders. But good achievement for Mel. And funny enough, even though I deem Mal to be the talented one, the more talented one, the scarier one, the better of the two, if Mel becomes undisputed, he's had a better career so far. Think about it.
Yeah. But that's mainly because
Mal moved up.
That's basically because everyone at 160
yeah,
and above is waiting around on Canelo.
no.
None of them are fighting each other.
As we said on this pod before, all roads lead to Canelo.
They're just waiting around in that division.
Literally, Flowz just literally waiting around, trying to protect their own to fight to finesse their way to a Canelo fight. It's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty.
That's why I don't even want to see him at 160. If you're going up to 160 to fight people,
yeah,
then fair enough. Like there's great fights available in those divisions, but these men aren't fighting each other. So I don't know what. And once again, I've said the Charlos are older than Castaño, so they can even look at retirement.
Yeah.
They're only 31. They're still young, but there's still fights. Maybe you can have a few more at 154, defend it against whoever if he wins.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a close fight and they have a rematch with Castaño. I think at least one defense.
Yeah.
I still like to see Crawford if that happens. But I'm not excited for 160 because they're just all on the couch over there. They're chilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just chucking another name into the hat that's not going to do anything. So
yeah.
And the PBC, they want to keep it in-house, remember. They want to keep it in-house. So
I'll tell you, it'd be funny though, yeah. If Charlo moves up, Mel moves up, and Canelo smokes one brother and then smokes the other brother, like straight after. Do you know how funny that would be? Like he takes them both out. That'd be so funny.
He's been doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, Liam Smith is at 154 still. And he just off the back of a big win.
Yeah, good win for him. Yeah. Canelo got down both brothers.
One at 154 and one at 168.
Yeah. Rude.
Crazy.
Rude.
Crazy.
Before we wrap up, actually, obviously you brought a certain boxer's tweet to my attention not too long ago. Now that the Triple G Canelo fight seems to be scuppered, the ever ready Chris Eubank Jr. has thrown his name into the hat. As usual, more tweets than fights. More tweets than title shots. Yeah, he now wants to fight Triple G too. I'm not surprised. Are you? We know what this guy's on.
Yeah, these guys are a joker. Obviously, Kell Brook recently retired.
Yeah.
So farewell to Kell Brook.
Shout out to Kell. Great career. In fact, probably could have achieved more, but another day. Another day.
Yeah. And that was a fight. Chris Eubank, one of the fights. Chris Eubank.
Don't forget, he called that. Didn't he call out? Was it Crawford? He called out.
Yeah, huh? Crawford, Conor Ben.
Yep. It's no quality. Anything with a pulse. This guy wants to fight. Apparently,
I just tweets man.
He had this chance. Triple G. He lost his pen. That was your big moment. You blew it. So don't for no ways Triple G airs you. He's probably looking for something else. I don't think he cares about no Chris Eubank Jr.
Triple G's going to sit on the couch. He's going to sit, pause, and
just chill. I just wait for Canelo. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see it. Chris Eubank,
I'll watch
make it happen.
I'll watch it, but I don't see it happening soon. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's happening, but I would watch it if it gets made. Questions will be asked of both fighters, actually. So imagine your reaction if Chris Eubank is piecing up Triple G, but at the same time, Chris Eubank could get his head bopped off. I can't lie. So,
yeah.
Quite easily.
I badly want to see it, because whoever loses is getting killed by me.
Whatever happens, Flowz wins, yeah? Whatever happens. Eating good. Oh, cool. Let's call it a day there. Yeah, good episode. Once again, I mean, Dimitri Bivol, hats off, man. Beautiful boxing performance. Shout out to him. And shout out to Canelo as well. He'll be back and he will go again. Trust me. But yeah,
Bivol, man.
He's a G. His post fight comments as well was sick as well. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, thank you everyone who betted on me." And he said, "Oh Eddie, I'm sorry for messing up the Triple G plans." Yeah, man. Real driller.
I'll be some money. But bookies for you. The bookies are slouches, man. They don't watch boxing.
This has been episode 89 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And make sure you keep liking, subscribing, and following us. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.